Don't you try to doodle with me, you filthy trucks! A fat controller trying to give me more jobs like this. I prefer to pull coaches instead. Typical. What's typical? Oh, hello there, little Percy. Like I said, what's typical? Trucks. That's what's typical. Don't you understand? How would I know? I'm a shunter here. I like trucks. Because you're a tank engine. Tender engines like me deliver more better trains. Passengers, for example. That's not what you said when you pulled the coaches and then ended up using a bootlace for your coaches. That was an accident! Really? Shatopum wasn't happy about that, you know? How did you? Edward told me the whole thing. That little saddle tank gets the nerves of me overboard. I wish I could just get him shunted out of the way with the trucks. He's just disgraceful. Disgraceful.
Is there a problem this time, James?
Oh, it's little Percy. He mentioned my accident with the bootlace. Hasn't he done something like that before? To you, maybe?
Oh, he joked about the time I had a jammed whistle, but I soon got him back about the backing signals. But he still doesn't know that jammed whistles could happen to any other engine. And then after that, when I had to take my goods train, which I despise goods trains, it's indignified for an express engine.
Really, Gordon? Because I thought it was before the day you took a plunge in the ditch.
It was the day when I fell in the ditch, and I still don't find that funny. Oh. If only you had a point, little Thomas. A point about why you tank engines always cause confusion and delay.
My point is, well, big engines are really lazy. We bring it home. Tank engines are really useful. Big engines, however, are nothing more but big, lazy couch potatoes.
Couch potatoes! What absurd words! And besides, do you think us tender engines have to travel backwards to fetch our coaches? That's what you are meant for. And not to mention, you're not as strong as the rest of us.
And we do work faster than you. We bring it home, if only on one cylinder if we have two. Or two! You're just really, really spiteful, Thomas. One more useful than a tank engine you are. And that's the truth. Oh, then that accident with the tankers wasn't a mistake. Tell me about it. It's hard work when you're dealing with a tank engine like Thomas and Percy. They're more useful than a punch or anything dumber than them. They'd be more useful if they worked in their yards permanently while we attend the main line.
Oh, and speaking of which, where is Henry?
Haven't you heard the news? Henry's at the works because he needs to get another tender. So I'm filling in for him. Disgraceful, am I right?
It's absolutely disgraceful. What does Henry think he is, the Flying Scotsman?
Anyways, after I finish up at the goods trains, I'll be off taking passengers again. Actually, James, there's been a slight change of plans for that. What? So Tobin Hess says that we need to work here for the rest of the day. Probably even tomorrow. But we can't waste that time already. We are supposed to be scheduled to take another train later today. But in the meantime, just get used to it. You are, after all, a mixed traffic engine.
And there's no other engines around at the moment.
Typical.
And if that's so, who's gonna collect my express coaches? The express will be leaving in the next hour.
Oh, 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 oh.
Oh, there you are, Stanley. What took you so long?
Sorry, Gordon. It's a bit of a trouble, really. Yesterday, my funnel got stuffed up with stuff. Can't feel my funnel anymore.
Sounds to me like you've got a failing funnel.
Ha ha! Good one, Gordon. Ha ha ha! Oi, that's no funny.
Oh, it is funny, all right, seeing you tank engines fail.
Oh, yes. Oh, that shit! Ha ha! Don't you look a little bit smoke? Cheerio! Ha ha ha!
Now that is even less funny.